You're an
When are you going to
aggressive,
have an
insecure
argument?
man.
I'm going to tell you what's
So
going to
we're not
happen. This
taking
is
you
going to go
seriously.
well. This is going to go viral, and a lot of people are going to take me seriously. And all they're going to remember is that I told you that you couldn't put down the Dunkin' Donuts long enough to make an argument.
You all are fairly stupid, and everything that's being said is just like a comedy show.
You
being
think you
played
can
out on
change your sex? How can you ever call anybody stupid?
Andrew Wilson just told a national broadcast that women aren't holding up their end of society. And nobody in that room could answer him. Watch.
It is true that most of the political pundit women on the right are covert feminists, and I'll just ask you the same exact question I asked Tommy.
Because the word feminism
Hang on,
got
let me finish.
hijacked.
Let me finish
That's
the question. Let me finish the question. No, I'm talking about all the way back to first wave feminism. Okay, you are feminists, and I'll explain by asking you the same question. If it is men's duty in society to procure, refine, protect resources, which then men and women, or I'm sorry, women and children are the primary beneficiaries of, which they are. What societal duty, which is equal to that, do women have? What is it?
Women, we're going to have children. Men will never understand the burden of carrying a child.
So you
for
have a
9
duty
months.
to reproduce?
I expect women to be able to cook and clean.
Wait, so you have
But I
women
believe
have
we
a duty
do.
to reproduce?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
great. So that's the one
Absolutely we
duty
do.
that's on par. Great. So that's one duty that's on par with that. I totally agree. Are they? Or is it the case that in every single
Most
nation in the
women,
West,
I
we are
assume, are
under
having
reproductive
kids.
rates in every single one of them? In every single
Agreed.
nation in the West, we are lower than where we need to be for reproduction. So it seems that men are fulfilling their social duty and women are not. And the problem with the right is that the right doesn't ever address this, and right-wing females never address this. Instead, they say it's equal. Work and motherhood are equal. They're not equal. Not only are they not equal, but let me give you another example here. As you dive into this, try to understand that what you do is you actually hamstring women by telling women they should go and be girl boss babes and go to college starting in their 20s. They actually destroyed their prime reproductive years. They destroy them by having families later. It's the primary
Okay, that's
cause.
silly. I'm 23.
Hang on, listen.
Not
It's
having
the
a kid
primary
anytime
cause
soon. My
for the
kids will be just fine.
reproduction crisis. It's the primary cause of the reproduction crisis in the West, is that with women defer families till they're in their 30s. Why do you think the average age of marriage is 32 in the United States? I think it just got raised to 33. Yes, you're going to have way less kids. Okay, part of girl bossing is when you say career women are right on par with mothers. They're not, and society should be glorifying one, not socially shaming the other, but you shouldn't give them the same elevation you give to mothers and matrons of families. That is pure covert feminism.
Okay, I'm going to answer you with the following. I don't believe in the glorification, and especially I see it amongst Gen Zers, of not having children. I actually think it's disgraceful, and I don't think it's a flex at all to brag about not wanting to repopulate. It just shows me that you're so insecure that you're going to be a bad parent that you're not doing it. On the other hand, I'll ask you a question in return. Would you prefer a child growing up in a damaged family with a mother who clearly wasn't ready to raise a child and raise potentially what could be a deranged child who grows up to be a serial killer or a murderer, or how about this, just a really bad person, rather than wait a few more years until she's ready to have her kid and then raise a mensch? What do you prefer?
Well, so here's what we can see when we break this down. What we see when we break this down is the abuse happens in the public school, where you're 100 times more likely to be essayed than you are if you're in a Catholic church. We see that if it is the case that you're a single mother, you are a single mother, especially by choice, that is usually the selection of stepfather that leads to the abuse of the children. We also can see via the stats that you're completely just insane here. You are actually, if you stay inside of a family where mom and dad don't even like each other, your outcomes are still better than if you, the girl boss, goes, I just don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel fulfilled, and so I need to go and date the neighbor down the road or whatever, right? The truth is that regardless of your fulfillment, children are the duty. The next generation is the duty, and women have a duty to keep the family intact as well. They're responsible for most of the divorces. They file for the most amount of divorces, not because of abuse, but because of irreconcilable differences. And when asked, I don't feel fulfilled. And it's like, that's not how we run a society. It's literally a death sentence for our whole society. Look at what's going on in the UK. It's a death sentence for them.
Okay, let me bring in Stasia, who's been grimacing throughout that. Stasia, why are you so outraged by what he's saying?
I'm not outraged. I just think that you all are fairly stupid.
That's it. That's the entire contribution. You're stupid isn't a rebuttal. It's what you say when you don't have one.
And everything that's being said is ridiculous. And it's just like a comedy show.
You
being
think you
played
can
out by
change your
himself.
sex? How can you ever call anybody stupid? How can you ever call anybody stupid?
Yeah,
You
she
think
should
you
sit
can
that
change
one
your
out.
sex?
Hey, I'm just sitting back watching the shit show happen. I'm here for it.
All
I mean,
right,
how is that
Julie,
possible?
You started the shit
were
show,
not.
honey.
Well, hang on. I want to get Julie to respond to Andrew.
Oh, I zoned out and I thought I'd woken up in the 1950s in some TARDIS. You can't take him seriously. It's ridiculous.
Oh, you mean in the 1950s? You mean in the 1950s when we had intact families where 95% of women were getting married as virgins, where families weren't being broken up, where crime was extremely low, where you only needed one income to support an entire household, where mental illness was at an all-time low? Like that 1950s? I'm
you
sorry that I
wallow in
make a
your
reference to a
fantasy.
time.
You
how do
Sir,
wallow
are
in
you
your
married?
fantasy.
Are you
Yeah, I'm
married?
married. How do you make married with many children?
Is your
How
wife
about you?
happy?
You married with children? Oh, she's ecstatic.
No, I'm 23.
She's
I'm
gonna
a
bring
boss
me-
lady girl, which seems to
Yeah.
be driving you crazy.
Yeah.
Working, making
well, I'm
money,
just pointing
waiting
out
for the right guy to
the
come
only
along.
thing you have no arguments. You just try to assault me personally. You can try, but the truth is that I've reproduced. I am
How
married.
did I assault
do
you? I
have
asked
the
you
life.
if you're married.
Watch the pattern here. Nobody's touching the argument. It's his marriage, his wife, his bank account, his donut. Everything except the point.
No, you didn't. You were making a passive-aggressive
I mean,
feminist
to be
Wait,
fair,
how
to
did
be
I
fair to
assault
about how
you?
my
You
wife
sound
must be
literal.
miserable.
Andrew-
Your wife must be miserable.
To be fair, Andrew is
She might
practicing
be.
what he preaches. I want to bring in another clip from a debate between Megyn Kelly and Matt Walsh on the similar theme. Let's watch a little clip from this.
Again, having said that, I like the guy. I'm getting a little tired of his nonstop judgment of women who make different choices than the ones he wants us to make. Sorry, Matt, you're not our Jesus. We don't answer to you. Like, live your life the way you want to live it and stop judging everybody who makes a different choice. I'm sick of it.
Covert feminist.
And she went on to say this about young men not wanting to marry career women. Let's take a listen to this.
We're now telling young, conservative, amazing women that they're not attractive if they also work. If they choose to, let's say, do what I'm doing and what you're doing and like get their voice out there. But I'll stick with me just because I think conservatives listening to this will like the thought of another Megyn Kelly voice up and coming.
Now, Matt Walsh responded by saying
Chris, can
men
I
are
tell you the
generally not
beauty of all of
attracted
this?
to ambitious career. Well, hang on a minute. I want to read a clip from Matt Walsh, or a quote. He said, men are generally not attracted to ambitious, career-driven women, and women's first priority should be children and looking after the home. So, Emily, what do you think of that? If you've ever felt like you're being watched online, it's unfortunately because you are. Hundreds of companies, so-called data brokers, watch and record everything you do on the internet. Even if you're using incognito mode or private tabs, they can still access every purchase you make, every search you type, and much more. Your data can be sold to advertisers, government agencies, or insurance companies who could use it to charge you more. You could stand by and accept all of this, or you could reclaim your privacy, as I have done for many years with ExpressVPN. The app redirects 100% of your online traffic through secure servers. No data brokers and no third parties can see what you do. ExpressVPN also hides your IP address, without which there is no way of tracking you and no point invading your privacy in the first place. A new feature called ID Defender is free to all US customers. ID Defender scours the internet to remove your information from the files of data brokers. This is the #1 rated VPN by experts at CNET, PC World, and The Verge. And right now, you can get an extra 4 months of ExpressVPN for free. To scan the QR code that we're showing on the screen, or go to expressvpn.com/peers to get 4 extra months for free. That's expressvpn.com/peers. Now, on with the show.
I think the beauty about free will is you make a choice who you want to spend your life with. Like, I know many men are okay with, a woman who works, and I know many men are not. And that's the great part, is you choose who you want to partner with. So if you want a woman to be home and have 5, 6, 7, 8 children, which is a beautiful choice to make in life, then go for it. If you want a woman who can do both, work and have children when she's ready, 2 or 3 children, then go for that type of woman. If you want a woman who's never home and going to be, on the road all the time, and trust me, there are many beta men who would love that, then go for that. Like, nobody is forcing you to be with a woman that doesn't cater to your needs. The same way no one's forcing any women to be with a guy like Andrew Tate that's going to beat you and make you miserable. We have choices, and we need to make calculated, wise choices as to what personally is best for you.
The Andrew Tate fallacy, instantly moving over to Andrew Tate is evil and a representation of men who believe in a patriarchal system. Here's the truth. The truth of the matter is that we should be doing for society what is socially good for society. If we can't reproduce our society, that's a really bad social ill for society. When you have propaganda that is telling women to go get useless degrees in psychology and sociology. Yeah, that's great. Let me finish.
It's actually
Andrew,
sad.
hang on. There's Andrew, quickly. Is Megyn Kelly a covert feminist then?
Not covert, overt. She's an overt feminist. Covert's out for Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly came out and said women should be prioritizing career over family. That's what Matt Walsh's issue was with her, and he's absolutely right. The guy struck it out of the ballpark. Socially, in society, we should be moving women into a familial role. It's not to say that women can't work. Nobody's saying women can't work. We're just saying that if you're going to glorify things in society, it should be the mother in the intact home and the wife and the caretaker at home, not the girl boss. That's insane. And it's a societal death sentence. Walsh knows it. Everybody knows this at this point. If you can't reproduce your own nation, you don't have a nation.
Do you know how...
Okay, Julie, you wanted to jump in there.
I mean, do you know how insecure and pathetic you sound? You can't take you seriously.
Eat another donut, lady.
I'll just finish. I get that you reckon that you're some big shock jock, and I know that you're desperately trying to be relevant, but you sound so insecure and so pathetic. You are
Do you have an
argument?
Can you put the Duncan down for a second and give me an argument? Do you have an argument? Or is it just
Sorry,
Andrew
I haven't heard
bad?
one from you.
Yes, I've given you multiple arguments for the social fabric of all of society and how we can improve it, what we need to be doing, what we need to be moving towards. I gave you all the stats. I gave you argument after argument. Can you give me a single argument?
All the stats. You are the oracle. You know all about the universe and what's going to progress humankind. You're just a shock jock, mate.
It's not psychic ability.
You're just pathetic. Nobody's going to listen to you. You're an aggressive, insecure man.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
We're not taking you seriously.
Well, this is going to go viral, and a lot of people are going to take me seriously, and all they're going to remember is that I told you that you couldn't put down the Dunkin' Donuts long enough to make an argument. Now, can you make one or not?
Oh, this is schoolboy.
By the way,
tactic.
a real man doesn't speak down to a woman the way you do.
I don't care what you think.
You're not a real man. You're actually very feminine if you ask me. You're a very feminine man.
Yeah, nobody cares what you think real men are.
You're pathetic, mate.
Yeah.
And how
nobody cares what you think a real man is.
That you're such a big boy by slating, bringing in personal insults about women's appearance.
I'm sorry.
Wow,
I'm sorry. You guys think that you're going to show
you
people.
when you go out
into
the big wide world from behind your macho
Well, one day when I go out in the big wide
there.
world, I hope people will take me as seriously as they do women who make zero arguments.
Wait, why are you
on
on
a show
Piers
like
Morgan?
This?
Shouldn't you go be working right now, making money for your family to support? How do you have time to come? I'm working. I don't have kids.
What are you talking about?
I don't have a husband.
You're
I'm
saying
23
that you
years
can't
old. I'm not
make
married
money?
with kids yet, but it
you
seems
can't
like
make
you should go
money
be working
podcasting?
right now to fulfill your gender role as a big, strong man.
I am working right now.
Oh, we'll get to work.
Let me ask.
You're not being paid to be here.
Yes, lady. I'm going to get paid a lot of money ultimately to be here. You have no idea what you're talking about. If you saw my bank account, what I make doing stuff like this, it would make you weep.
Show us your bank account to make yourself feel more secure.
It would make you weep. Hey, the only thing you could think of was to try to assault my bank account, lady.
So let's be honest about what just happened. You can disagree with every word that man said, and plenty of people should. But look at what came back at him. Not one counter argument, not one statistic, not one alternative explanation for collapsing birth rates in every single Western country. Instead, we got, you're insecure, you're pathetic, you're feminine. Put down the donut, show us your bank account. And here's why that matters way more than whether he's right. When your only move is the personal attack, you're telling the audience you've got nothing underneath. You've conceded the argument, and you don't even know it. Meanwhile, HE brought numbers, average marriage age, replacement rates, single-parent outcomes. Now, are those numbers airtight? Argue with them. Bring better ones. That's what a debate is. But that's the one thing nobody at that table was willing to do. And that's the real story here. The side that mocks instead of answering has already lost the room. Every single time.